organizing this webinar. This is a great opportunity since times have changed, and FAKT has been known to do conferences and exhibitions in various sectors, and plastic printing and packaging has been one of their key conferences and exhibitions, which has been working very well over the years and has attracted many international participants over the years, and has greatly contributed to the development of this sector over the years. This is a webinar which is being organized in these times, keeping in view the current scenario, and what we want to achieve with the help of our panelists and speakers today is to highlight the need in this changing environment. We all feel that with the advent of COVID-19, things have changed, and the whole industry is now looking for more innovative products. It is not something which we may consider short-term or short-lived, but I believe personally that this is an opportunity for the industry to transform itself and be able to adapt to the new reality. And I think the speakers that we have today, whom I will be introducing to you, will help you and guide you in achieving those goals. I would like to start by introducing the first speaker, Francesco Picchetti. He would be talking primarily about cast film lines in flexible packaging. He's from the company called Colines, and they are a leading supplier of such technologies from Italy. Then I will have Lucia Buffoni and Burhan Farooqi Sahab. They are partnering together in Pakistan, and Lucia would be talking about the liquid color technology to boost the circular economy. Their focus is very interesting. It goes beyond what everybody in their webinars are talking today about, which is just the pre-COVID and the post-COVID, but they have a very unique angle to it, which Pakistan needs to wake up to, which is the circular economy, and how it is going to affect not just our daily lives post-COVID, but the whole environment and the universe for the coming days and years ahead. So with this brief introduction, I would like to also highlight one more thing, that, you know, since some of you may not be able to attend the whole of the seminar or for some reason, I request all of you to subscribe to the FAKT Exhibitions YouTube channel, where these presentations and discussions will be available to you to review afterwards and have detailed discussions. The people who are here can be reached through FAKT Exhibitions for any further questions or queries or correspondence that you may require. And with this, I would now request Mr. Francesco Picchetti to please start with his presentation. Francesco?
So thank you, Mr. Iqbal. Thank you. Just turn on the microphone. I forgot to turn it on. So thank you, Mr. Iqbal, for the introduction. Good introduction, let's say, in the point. And also thank to the FAKT, because this is a good way to interact with customers and, you know, introducing something new if you have something new to talk. Luckily, we have a lot of things new. So I'll just briefly presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, the presentation is visible. Thank you.
Perfect, perfect. So let's start immediately with the first, you know, the agenda of the presentation. So I'm gonna show a little what is Colines, our group profile, then just a few slides about the market scenario, especially linked to the COVID situation. Then we're gonna talk about the development of smart technology in our cast film lines, with a particular overview over the so-called POD lines, so cast film polyolefin dedicated, so PE and PP lines, as well as lines for stretch film, since it's becoming quite an interesting market in Pakistan as well. So, brief view of our group. We have about 8 units. Basically, 7 of them are, on quite large scale, having a manufacturing division, whilst 1 is only service. We have around 60,000 square meter of owned factories where customers can come and see in live at least a dozen of extrusion lines for our trials, as well as the lines in manufacturing for our customers. Good thing to know, and important one, is that one of this company called Elab Electronics, fully owned by us, it's a vertical integration within the machinery manufacturing, since we basically engineered and manufactured based on Siemens platform all the electronic and electric part of the machines, that in any case comes shipped with a 40-foot container, dust proof and heat proof with air conditioning inside. So it's really an A-class equipment for any kind of machine we supply. So talking about the market scenario, what can we change into the plastic? I mean, we were having a very difficult, tough time as linked to the plastic segment because of the pollution, but definitely this COVID pandemic shows that plastic is really, really necessary, starting from the frontline workers, talking about medics, or everyone also in the military having to deal with this, people having this disease. But then it being scaled literally in a fast way towards also the packaging of the food. Because it has been seen as an additional safety. So wherever food was not packed, it started becoming packed also in some area, for example, of Asia. Basically, what is really clear fact is that the plastic itself is indispensable for the future. Then the challenge is how to recover it. And this goes to the next chapter. So which are the new trends, mostly in the flexible packaging, but then going down to the industrial packaging, because then you have to move all these goods. So basically, multiple segments of the food market, medical markets, cosmetics, they require further packaging, because most of them, they are shifting in laminates, easy laminates, be monomaterial, either been defined in Europe, but also is getting the same way in other part of the world. It grants easy of the material to be either PP or PE, not structure, unless one of the material is within 5%. Definitely, the stand-up pouches and the sachet are an enormous demand. So the market is getting driven by this kind of packaging, and the mainstream is going towards thin film rather than foil or sheet to be employed as a bottom tier layers for certain trays, for certain kind of industrial applications. Then falling into industrial packaging, the pallet wrapping shows a increase. We are very much into the stretch business, being one of the largest supplier global blade. And as of now, we have roughly 13 lines in next delivery of only of stretch films. What we see is that we already delivered lines even working down to 5 microns, for example, in UK, but the mainstream request now is within in the lowest microns is 8 microns for manual and 12 microns for machine application. This is the, let's say, the thinnest film the market is now strongly requesting. Then clearly the 17 micron or whichever thickness is as well in great demand. What we have done as Collinus in terms of machine side. So we've been working with polyolefins only, And we've been believing in this polyolefin since our foundations. First casting lines has been delivered early 80s. So the POD lines, the polyolefin design machines that we've engineered and manufactured, actually reflect the market now. To lower the production cost, we've worked a lot, technology, especially for heating the machine parts, so that the infrared technology that as of now we are the only manufacturing, it's already running in our extruders and our MDO first installed in 2013. Now we've supplied almost 100 extruders with the outstanding reliability and the other they are giving. In terms of product enhancement, we have developed the NDO units already now being 8 machines, 4 of them under installations, 4 of them working already on global base. So this is was a patented unit and the great innovation. In terms of process enhancement, we have inaugurated our touchless machines, mean to say that machines shows kind of automation and quite of intelligence that is not like in the past. So all the starting up, all the ramps, change of colors, change of recipe, it goes like, you know, on HMI setting up based. So it's very easy. And in terms of analysis enhancement, we developed through how our electronic division, the labs, that been able to track each and every quality of each reel. And we go down to the labeling even each rolls. So it's a very interesting options that most of the multinationals, our customers, are going to. So going little dish inside, we find that this new LGMs that basically are, the is low gel screws. It's basically a new design of the barrier that permit us, and the design itself of the screw is somehow innovative, that permit us to really reach a level of quality of the extruded melt that is really not from us, at least. So basically it grants outstanding characteristics the customer using since last 1 month are really tremendously happy about these new screws. Our extruders has specific fit zone, so they are specific to the polyolefin, and we can grant a working range most, because we can go down to 0.8 MFI for the very hard block resin, up to the FI less, but anyway, it's a big range of operativity. We can grant different filtering options from screen changer to candle filters to this filter. So whichever is the level of quality is like to get. And we clearly have an advanced techniques for energy efficiency, that is the infrared system. It grants and permits a 30% saving over even the best ceramic contact heaters that we've been using till 2012. We've test machines for 1 year, excellent machine, and the 30% was even 33%. But you know, I take all the precautions saying 30%. They grants a visible gain in screw torque, so it's extruders performs even better, and it basically is a very economic and especially very reliable solution. I have in stock steel quartz tube that supply to customer because it's really a reliable system. Why it is so reliable? Because we have developed a software to manage the infrared quartz tube. Otherwise, those kind of lens are very fragile as per their nature. In terms of the casting unit, we have a new layout of the machines that sees a new inclination of the die. We have even further improved the wall, so making more efficient the cooling process. And now the unit can be moved within linear guide. So up, down, backward, forward, but not anymore in wheels, but in linear guide, providing a much better control over vibration at very high speed. We also went 1,000 meters per minute with machines for stretch film with this kind of design. And basically it makes easier also the way the recipe set then the machine. We have an improved pinning design. We are also working with the auto calibration unit within the edge pinning design. And the casting unit itself is manufactured and engineered within a modular way. So many add-ons are available, including post-cooling rolls on intermediate cylinders to make annealing or short stretching straight on the casting unit. About the touchless operation, basically we have we use the new Clear reflex die, providing superior control over the thickness tolerance. What we have done, we have developed a software that cooperating the measuring unit and the die. That basically we can go very, I mean, in 2 minutes we can go at 2 sigma 0.2, even with big lines. So also change of the thickness and especially startup of the machine or whatever now requires, let's say, 1/5 of the scraps that they were collected before. There is also the option for making the deckling with motorized motion, so the lines then becomes really touchless. The novelty that we already using since 2009 is our big mouth system that basically is a rotary channel feeder. It's not a vertical upper. This basically result in a very homogeneous and compact stream of the fluff mixed with granules. So it's an ideal unit for making pre-mixing, and because it grants the total air extraction because the mix is getting fed in the extruder. It grants also very low consumption with at max output, for example, on a 3-meter machine stretch or 3.2 meter machine CPP MOPP lines. It consumes only 4.5 kilowatt. And permits also to add trims coming from other rooms, like for example the slitting unit. But can be employed in 2 ways. The first way, the conventional solution that we've been using since long and still we are using, it's the refeeding the trims in the core layer. So making the mix in the core, normally homopolymer layer or LLDPE, even metallocene with stretch, but anyway in the core layer. The percentage, the film foil you see here is for a CPP MOPP film. But the new solution we have already, let's say, supplied in 2 machines. It's refeeding the fluff as individual layer, always in the middle, but there is not anymore mixing between virgin granules and fluff. You avoid at all any risk of any kind of impurity. If you match with the new screw, really it's the film becomes like glass. Does not impact with other layers made of virgin materials, and clearly this percentage shows when this 10 to 15% is about trimming the machine trims. But if you wanna also include trims coming for other slitting operation, for example, this percentage might come up to 20%, but we didn't see any problems in going in that percentage. Talking about MDO technology, it's a machine direction orientation, the acronymus. It's a new technology that we've patented for the heating part. It's engineered with a modular design, so you can introduce new number of rolls within the ears if you want to make different stretching in future, and permit to produce oriented polypropylene called MOPP and oriented polypropylene called MOPE. What is new is we use infrared heating inside, so there is not anymore a liquid passage like water, pressurized water or oil. So we have segments set up. Basically, we can define different up to 5 zones to hit within the left to right cylinder. And with special technique, we are able to keep the neck in very, very, very small. So we are talking about 50 mm each side, whilst with the standard MDO unit, you go minimum 250 mm neck in after stretching. It grants a very low energy consumption, really very, very low, because we don't have anymore any heaters, any pump to push the oil around the circuit. And it's a very, let's say, stable in the consumption, because also the preheating or the target settings are reached, because the machine is having sensors of temperature on the film and sensors of temperature inside of the cylinders. So this is the traditional, this is the last MDO unit we supplied in 2017. And this is the traditional thermoregulation unit. It is required for serving the MDO unit. And you can see the difference is enormous. On the right, you can see the infrared system where it's only cable connection or air for cooling down, whilst on the left pictures, you can see the oil pipes reaching all the preheating and stretching, let's say, cylinders. And clearly, having to deal with food or hygienic production, it grants definitely a cleaner production room, also for any audit to get from customers. In terms of winding system, we have different versions, always turret type, so it can be independent rotary arm like the one you see in the picture, or normal turret type. We can grant independent rotary arm up to 3.2 meter net width. Over that width, we need a normal turret type, and we can reach 6 meter wide. One of the most important thing is our electromechanical unit that permit us to work by gap or by contact, and I'm saying also the very soft contact, basically with no air entrapment, even for very thin film. The picture shows that an 18 micron film for metallization produced to a very big, in a very big multinational in Thailand at 380 meter per minute. And the maximum winding diameter is 1.2 meter. But we are also studying 1.4 meter diameter for the next model. Here you can see same winding unit work with inline slitting in Belgium for the 9-layer film for sliced cheese that is growing application in the CPP market, or another one for retort-oriented film in Italy. So which are the mono-oriented film features? Yeah?
Just a warning, you have another 3 minutes. So
I'll try to be very fast, sorry.
Thank
so
you.
The MOPP grants optical, physical, and better mechanical characteristics, and specifically a better linear theory propagation. The film properties shows a 15 micron MOPP having better behavior in so there's a room to down gauge in many applications. And if I see the applications is there in stand-up pouch sachet, that is such a big market that we can, in which, you know, many different products, liquid, solid, or semi-liquid, can be, you know, used. We have made different 35 micron with sealing grades, as well as the printed grade available in 18 micron, with keeping a perfect linear tearing propagation. I will just spend a few words about stretch film as well. We can supply machines from 1.5 meter to 3 meter, from 700 to 3,000 kg per hour, all the formats available. So basically we can produce from manual to jumbo reels on the same machine. We can make any kind of film, automatic, power film, pre-stretch film in line with different kind of stretching level. we work also for clinical wrap film applications as well as silage film for agricultural application. This is I skip, and the good thing, we have always have lines in quick delivery, 1.5 and 3 meters for stretch film, so the customers are much welcome to inquire us. So last but not least, as told, we have pilot lines available. We are going with the new range of blown film for flexible packaging and hygienic film packaging. We'll be having 2 lines installed in our factory for trials with customers, 1 7-layer and 1 3-layer, both with MDO. Then I have to say, I have to salute my dear friend Amir Irani that proudly represent me over there in Pakistan. So guys, thank you for your attention and I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
Thank you very much, Francesco. That was very interesting. You highlighted some of the key features that your machines and equipments can offer. You know, the hygiene aspect, the non-touch features in your new HMI, the energy efficiency, and all the solutions which are mixed. I'm very sorry that I had to rush you through. I know you had a lot of detailed explanations available for the technologies you offer, but I'm sure that people will be in touch with Mr. Hirani and yourself once this webinar is over, and they will be able to benefit from it. Moving forward, now I would like to request...
Thank you very much. Sorry if I interrupt you.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We have some questions at the end, which we will forward to you. We do have some questions, which we'll attend to at the Q&A session. Now I would request Lucia Buffoni and Burhan Farooqi from REPI to actually come forward and make their presentation. This is going to be a combined presentation from both of them, giving you an overall perspective of the market with regards to circular economy and color technologies in the packaging and plastic industry. They would be talking primarily about the global behavior and how the industry is transforming. And with this, I request both of them to please proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Iqbal. Thank you very much. Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning and afternoon. To cover this salutation to different time zones. Hope you are good and you will enjoy, I hope, the presentation that Collins has done, and we expect ours as well. So me and Lucia Buffoni, REPI Group Marketing Manager, would be doing together. So Lucia, allow me to share the screen and do my first part, and then I'll hand it over to you.
The screen is visible.
Okay, great. Though you have introduced Mr. Iqbal, thank you very much, but nevertheless, my name is Burhan Farooqi, and I'm the founder and the business development manager at GreenChem Solutions. After 25 years of this in the corporate business in a specialty chemical industry as a team leader and the manager, my entrepreneur skills actually were thirsting for a challenge. And that is how one-stop solution company, the GreenChem company, came into existence. We identified actually a unique challenge in the market. And maybe some people...
What I would request is for Lucia to start with the presentation so we don't lose out on time. And as soon as Burhan can join in, he can take it forward from there. So Lucia, please,
sure.
If you would start with the presentation.
I will try to cover his part and...
well, he can probably join in and cover his part later on, but you can start off with it and he can add to it. Thank you.
Okay, so maybe I leave the part related to our collaboration to the end. So we'll start with the introduction of REPI. REPI was established in 1973 and is owned by an Italian family. So it's a privately owned business that over the 40 plus years of history has expanded a lot. And now we are a multinational group with 5 sites globally and sales more or less all over the world. And the staff, which is also growing year after year, making REPI really a multinational group. So as I said, starting January 2020, The group has a holding based in Switzerland and called Verline. And below this holding are all the companies of the group. Production facilities are based in Northern Italy, then in the US to follow and to serve the Americas. We have a production facility in Bangkok for the Southeast Asian markets. Moscow has also a warehouse and a sales team to cover Russia and CIS countries, and a small facility with production in the UK in Liverpool. REPI is a producer of liquid colors and additives for many applications with two main business units. Namely, one is related to colors and additives for polyurethanes applications, so industrial applications made in the automotive industry, in the shoe industry, in the building and construction and furniture, bedding, and so on. And then we have another business unit, which is the one for thermoplastics. And of course, within the thermoplastics business, the packaging sector is our core application. What does packaging mean for REPI? REPI supplies colors and additives for injection molding and compression technologies, so means for the production of the preforms, of bottles, of closures, of caps. We do supply also for EBM technology, so extrusion blow molding, which is pretty common for what the household packaging or detergents is concerned, for example. And we do also offer our products for the extrusion applications, so extrusion of sheets for thermoforming made of many different polymers. As said, we are specific and concentrated and focused on liquid technology. So we do not produce anything that is in master batch, so solid granules, but just liquids. Why? Because I think we are really convinced that the liquid color technology is the technology for the future. It provides many advantages, being as a first step the high concentration. So liquids are highly concentrated and have a very high color strength. Because they are liquid, they provide an excellent dispersion within the plastic, the packaging, or could be even other product, can be formulated with together a color with an additive to give and to offer the customer a all-in-one solution, which is not just a color, but also gives him a performance, the required performance. Liquid colors normally are dosed, if we imagine the extruder, they are normally dosed below the hopper and just before the screw. What does this mean? This means that a big part of the line remains neutral. Raw material is colored just before the screw. And this, of course, means quick color change. So to change from one color to the other, you have just to clean from the screw on. And this means, of course, reduced downtimes of machines that at the end of the day, at the end of the month, of course, are really big, economically wise, is a big advantage. Of course, the liquids are much more concentrated, so this leads to logistics, which is more efficient, and storage at customer sites. So the storage of our colors require less space than big bags of granules. Just a few numbers to let you understand the concentration advantage that we have. So if we are talking about transparent shades in packaging, for example, so in a preform as well as in a sheet, the ratio between dosage of liquid and solid master batch, it is set at around 1:10. Sheet extrusion is even greater, 1:17, okay? Because really you need a limited LDR to color perfectly the piece. Of course, going to opaque colors and talking about titanium dioxide, which is the only one giving the coverage for whatever reasons. It might be just for aesthetics, or it might be also for performance reason. If you think of the dairy industry, so the dairy packaging, they need such a protection from light and so on, then the titanium dioxide is needed. In this situation, the ratio and the advantage of the liquid is narrowing, so is limited, but anyway is there. So the liquid color and the liquid additive technology are normally more concentrated than solid master batches. Okay, so how liquid colors and additives fit with a circular economy? So we said that REPI is in plastics, and it strongly believes that plastic, as correctly Francesco said before, will still be the material of the future for many applications, and especially when it comes to packaging. And this COVID situation, but not only the COVID, so the COVID was just another proof that plastic packaging is the choice for the future and is providing hygiene, safety, so single portions, logistics, and so on. So how can we fit with the need on the other side of the circular economy? So first of all, what is a circular economy? I think everybody knows, because it's really on everyone's lips. We need, and the world need, to pass from a linear economy where you have raw materials, products which are used and then throw away, to a circular economy where basically the most of the raw materials that I use, being plastic, but being also other things and other materials, should be used and reused several times. Plastics, of course, fit with the circular economy, since it is meant to be used several times. So it's not really, so plastic remains on the world because it's meant to be in this way. So it can be used and reused several times. Okay, so from this idea and from the fact that we are dealing with plastics, we created the brand REFIT. Basically, we add a fourth R to the three that are commonly used when when we talk about circular economy, so which are reduce. Okay, so the guidelines say try to reduce whatever is not really needed, try to reuse whatever you can, try to recycle whatever you can. And so we add REFIT. So we wanted to, and with our range of products, we are able to give back and to refit, to make plastic and especially PET fit again, to be used again for packaging. First of all, what does REFIT mean? So REFIT is a global concept. So we try to approach the topic of passing to a circular economy in a complete way. First of all, of course, we strengthen the liquid color technology, as said before, mainly because it has some features and advantages that I already explained before, but I would add in this case that the liquid color technology has overall a lower carbon footprint than other color solutions. So color technology, this means solid master batches. And the carbon footprint contribution is crucial because circular economy means keeping the carbon footprint under control. And this is something that we can't avoid to think, and we can't really forget. So the carbon footprint makes something sustainable or not sustainable. Based on the carbon footprint topic, we decided to look inside. Even before going to the market, we looked at our internal production and at our internal way of working. So trying to reduce and to keep and to make our production process and our factories the most efficient possible from an energetic point of view, and the waste management and the raw material supply and handling. So we discovered, and we traced more or less like 7 big steps. Sorry, I don't see. Okay. 7 big steps that start from the raw material supply and the choice of the raw materials that, of course, come from certified suppliers that as well are sensitive to the sustainability issue, going to their transport to our facility. And then going through this flow chart, we discovered that if compared with the same process, but in the solid mass batch manufacturing, the carbon footprint is always lower. If we look at the point 3, which is really our business, so producing our colors and additives in our facilities, the processing technology is crucially different than a solid master batch. We do not use high temperature. We just use room temperature for all our machines and processes. Why? Because the liquid color technology means basically taking a carrier that is already liquid and blend it with pigment, with dyes, and then following the several steps of refining that might be necessary. But it is an energy efficient process. So this means the carbon footprint of our processing, of our production process is really under control. Then we go on, and being the liquid color very concentrated, it means also that the packaging is limited. And in this case, of course, we also need to choose packaging solutions which are reusable, which are recyclable, and which gives a limited carbon footprint contribution. Then we move to the transport, so to the logistics. As I said before, the high density of our color pastes sometimes are really thick, so might be more or less liquids. This means that I can deliver less quantity to color huge amount of plastics, and this makes logistics, transport, and even warehouse pretty efficient. Going then to the trying to enter a bit to the customer's facility, to the user's facility. So point 6, the product processing. As I said, dosage is very limited, and we do offer dosing units which are so engineered that can dose at very low LDRs that could be as low as 0.001, for example, for some additives. And the dosage is really precise, and the machine takes always the control at every shot. So there's no risk to overdose or dose wrongly. And as I said, after the production run, I have to change the color. The color change is pretty quicker than with a solid master batch. And last but not least, what does a limited LDR in the plastic piece mean? It means that when it goes to waste, I will have a plastic packaging or a plastic part which has a limited quantity of our product. So overall, the carbon footprint in the production, in the process of a liquid color technology or additive technology is under control. So refit, what does refit also mean? Of course, refit means also dedicated range of products. We have developed different additives, different colors that cater for the need of the users willing to use recycled polymers. Starting with the most common, most popular additives of our recycling range, we have the anti-yellows range. They are dedicated to recycled PET. As you might know, working with recycled PET can be tricky because from producer to producer, from provider of rPET to another provider, the shade and the quality might be even very different. Shades are different, so it means that sometimes from time to time I get a greenish RPT or a grayish RPT. Some RPT are really very dark, some are even reddish, and so on, because of course the sourcing is different and the treatment is also different. So we have developed a line of products that a line of products that can act on the different LAD stars according to the incoming material. And being an additive that I can add on the production line gives me a total flexibility. So we have customers that have in their production different anti-yellows, and they just change from one anti-yellow to the other according to the incoming material. Because even if I set and I decide to source my RPT only from one supplier, and of course I set with him some standards, some delta, anyway, variation can be there. And at the end of the day, in preform, a bottle producer of water can't have different shades on the same shelf. Those additives can be, as I said, those that really at the preform stage, or can be also used at the sheet manufacturing stage. But can also use a little bit before, so they can also be used on the pellet production phase. So in this case, what we do, we work closely with machine producers that can be Starlinger, that can be EREMA, so people supplying recycling systems, and we dose our additives in really limited amount. As you can see, the LDRs are as limited as 0.003 or 0.002 sometimes. And this gives, anyway, this is enough to correct the off shade. Together with the anti-yellows, we do also have optical brighteners that basically avoid the drop of the L. So they give and they try to maintain the brightness of RPT so that it looks at the end of the day similar as possible to a virgin PT. These optical brighteners are very commonly and very often combined with anti-yellows, so that we have two performance in one single product.
Excuse me, Lucia, just
yes?
A reminder on the time frame, because we also have to have Burhan on board to say a few things.
Yes,
so if
sure.
you could speed it up. Thank you.
Sure. So we talked about additives that improve the aesthetics, but we also know that RPT can also have mechanical problems. So in terms of IV, lower than a virgin PET, that deals to mechanical problems of the final packaging. For this reason, we have IV enhancers, so additives that basically take the little chains, molecular chains of an RPET, they combine them together again, and they make the linear chain longer again. So it means that it is longer as more or less as a virgin PET, and this allows users to work with an RPET as they would be working with a virgin PET. Not only additives, colors, of course. Why don't, so we, at a certain point, we understood basically internally, why don't we take advantage of the shade of the starting point of the RPT that can be grayish, that can be a little bit darker, and just adding a few drops of such a color, of some specific colors, then we have, and we end up with the premium looking packaging. So, and this is this is something that is already happening with some brand owners. They want people to know that that bottle is made of RPET. So not mask 100% the RPET content, but take advantage of that. This is a nice example range that we have developed for that. And you can see, for example, two projects that we have developed for restaurants, for the HoReCa channel, 100% RPET and a fumé black, really nice looking, or very light shades that anyway do not mask completely the RPET content. We have been working really a lot with recycling projects in last years, either with brand owners or with final customers. And here are some case studies. So basically, normally the procedure is that we get the RPT reference, we mold our bottles internally, and then we try to match the final target. It can be this way, it can be this way. This was pretty difficult because we had the brand owner that had to develop a color for a shampoo, but starting from two different suppliers of RPT, as you can see, they are really, really different. But at the end of the day, the shampoo had to look the same on shelves. So we developed two different formulations, starting from the different RPT that we had, and we provided one single shade. This happens in our prototyping lab. We have a prototyping lab in Italy, in northern Italy, a single stage machine that can produce different shapes of bottles, connected to a PO1 system with different silos that allows us to mix flakes and pellets of RPT in different ratios. And this was really, and this is still really very interesting for people approaching the world of RPT and willing to understand how the RPT influences their production and the difference between a flake and a pellet. So we can do several mix. Okay, I skip it. So just resuming, refit, as you can see, it has several pillars and tries to be really a consistent and structured approach to the world of recycling. So I would have final notes now. I don't know if Burhan is back on track, or maybe I share my final notes and then he comes back with, I don't know.
Well,
okay.
You can say your final note, and I think then we'll hand it over to Burhan, and then he can finish the presentation.
Perfect. Okay. So final notes, just to finish. So plastics will grow their volumes in packaging applications in the future, and this is really no doubt all over the world, from north to south, from east to west. Developing a circular economy is for sure a challenge, no doubt on that, and everybody needs to deal with it sooner or later. Of course, for us, for all the stakeholders of plastics, is a great opportunity because we can provide solutions that add value to recycled packaging. REPI has been in the market with recycling additives for many, many years, and I must say we have, of course, we are still growing our know-how and we grow it every day, but we already have such a little bit of expertise that we are really happy to share with our customers. The partnership between REPI and Greenchem offer a really fantastic opportunity for Pakistan and for GCC countries to get to know and to have the opportunity to choose the liquid color and additive technology, because this is the technology of the future. I would maybe pass the word to Burhan, because I know that he wants to stress our partnership and how we present and how we want to be in that region as a valuable partner that offers not just products, but complete solutions.
Thank you very much, Lucia. I would now request Burhan to move ahead with his presentation. We are sort of short on time. I'm very sorry, Burhan, you probably will have to rush through a few things, but thank you very much for a very informative presentation, Lucia.
Thank you.
Okay, so first of all, can you see the screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you.
I'll all the topics, I guess, I'm sorry for this technical hunch, but I guess it's a very interesting presentation done by Lucia. I will quickly review, let's take a few minutes already. So the numbers have already been shared. The idea to share this thing is that the packaging is growing. Plastic is growing. In 2027, the expected plastic would be 722 billion market globally. US dollar. So you can say you cannot avoid it. All we can do it is to to learn ways and innovative ways to deal with it. And as Lucia said, plastics has many lives to stay with us. So, and it is meant to be like this. So quick glance, that's what we are, what we do, but just together with that, that we are an emerging company. We provide one-stop solutions, not only for the technical products, not only for the technical advices, but some kind of consultancies as well. So we are really committed towards the environment, about the people, about the stakeholders, the planet, the processes as well. And then we have a team of experienced, knowledgeable, and service-oriented. And beside this, the topic of today, we cover a bigger portion, not only for the liquids, but also for the some titanium dioxides, carbon blacks, pigment dioxide, pigments, OBAs, and some filler master batches. And from the technical side, from the performance side, we are the formal representators, agencies in Pakistan for the world distinguished companies who offer their services from the right channel. We present ourselves to them. As Lucia mentioned, that the liquid comes comes with the dosing equipment as well. So it needs a very precise dosing, and precise dosing needs a very state-of-the-art equipment, and it's absolute very user friendly as well. Then we are happy to be collaborative. We have spoke a lot, and we are very excited to work with the well-known companies who are really focused in the last 40 years only in liquids. That gives a really seriousness about them, that how they are knowledgeable, technical know-how, right from the start to the end, to the process, and to the its end use. So we are very happy. We are also very happy to share our services with the REPI, especially for the Pakistani market as well as the GCC country. Sorry, I'm hearing some. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing some noises. Rather, I don't know. Okay. Okay. So this is it's though it's our vision, but when I say our, we join our partners together, that we believe in solutions and not only products. Because as I said in the first slide, that we say, take my product, buy my product, this had this feature, this had this benefit. But as I forgot the number of slides, which slide is that, where Lucia shared the steps, and we see how dedicatedly in each step we are providing solutions. We are giving options to the market, that how we can do it, and where we are ready to that. And I see Pakistani market is a very interesting market from the last 25 years, because it's been uh, passed through with the many challenges, but in every challenge it comes out as a we can say as a winner, despite of all challenges. One more thing, let me add as a one sentence or two examples. Borealis is a key example. Nova Chemicals, they are into eliminate the plastics from the oceans diligently. Another very big example. Nestle. Nestle is already set $2 billion from its virgin plastic to use the recycled food grade plastics. So my advice to the local industry, the expectation from the brand owners are there. All you need to find the right partner, right solution, and execute and show the world that we are not short of any from anyone. So I think I have said the whole. If anything I have missed, I think we can take up from the question answers. And actually, feedback and the question answer are really the gift. Can you please pass on some gift to us, Lucia? If there's anything else you want to add.
No, I think from my side is everything now. Yes, I'm also curious and keen to answer to questions, if any. And
Thank you
thanks
very
again.
much, both of you. That was a wonderful presentation. It just sort of opened our eyes to see what kind of packaging solutions the world globally is using, and where we are today and what can be done to move forward. Like you very rightly said, that this is the future, but I personally believe the future is today, and we need to move very fast as you know, the current circumstances and scenario and the emphasis on packaging is critical. We have had some really interesting questions. I would like to pose a few towards you. And then also Francesco, I'm sure he's on board and you both can answer. You can directly answer through the Q&A as well. However, I want to bring it to the larger audience, and that's why I want to pose some of the basic questions. So I'll start with Francesco first. How can plastic waste be controlled in third world countries? I'd like to hear from all three speakers, just one-liners or just a short reply. How can we control plastic waste in the third world, developing countries like ours?
Hello?
Hello, Francesco, we are facing some problems with your connectivity. I think
Anyone there?
Burhan and Lucia to answer this question quickly. Thank you.
The quick answer is it's no one single one's responsibility. Every stakeholder has to do their job. And the best thing is we know the best practices that today we have. We have to collaborate right from the producer to the user to the collection and to come again to the economy again. So if we say it's how we can control with the better management and understanding and showing the responsibility towards planet. Lucia.
Thank you.
Yes.
Lucia, please.
Yes, I would add two crucial points, I would say. On the one hand is school education in school. Kids are so sensitive if we come to environment and to waste management, much more sensitive as we are, much more sensitive as maybe their grandparents are. Would be so simple to school them properly that plastic and every kind of waste, it's not meant to go to landfill, but to be collected in a proper way. And I think maybe if I think to Italy, this is not really done properly, and it's really a pity because we are losing a chance of the adults of tomorrow to school them, to teach them how to do and why it is important. Second point, more on an economic-wise, deposit systems. The deposit systems are the only way, really, the only way it is proven to work. Wherever deposit systems are in place, collection rates are high. A great example is Germany or Austria. They have began many years ago to put some money on each bottle and to give the money back once the bottle comes back to a supermarket or to the waste platform, whatever. For the emerging countries, this is really a driver because economically wise, plastic has a great value, is money. So plastic is money. As soon as people understand that plastic is money, then you will have your recycling rate and collection rate growing.
I think you have mentioned very interesting point, Lucia. That's interesting. Yes, Mr. Araj, can you unmute and then do a question?
Okay. We are actually out of time, but there is one question which is directed towards in the Q&A section towards Lucia, which I would like to, it's more technical, which I would like for her to answer via directly on the Q&A. However, there are, a few basic questions with regards to, Burhan, you mentioned about the changing demand of the local multinationals or, local producers as well as the multinationals. And obviously, we have always seen that the multinationals are leading the way when we're talking about such changes, especially with regards to using recyclable materials. How do you see the transformation from the multinationals to the local? Is it really catching on? Do you see it happening in the near future? And what would be the driving forces to actually make it happen? And how can you, REPI, contribute towards this? Please, thank you. And this would be my last question, as we are already out of time.
Lucia, can you answer from the technical side? Right? And then I'll give some points on the local perspective.
Please go ahead, and then I add.
Okay. Okay. From the local perspective, as Mr. Iqbal, you already said, the challenge is right. Tomorrow is today. Means it's already there. If it is not COVID situation, I think the world has demanded has much more. The last K Fair, it was the theme was the K Fair is the plastic biggest exhibition globally every 3 years. So the theme was the circular economy. So this is quite a buzz of word for globally. So as I said, these are the two examples I have mentioned. Coke, Pepsi, Unilever, Danone. Every brand owner is taking their KPIs for the next 2 to 3 years to either reduce, reuse, or incorporate the recycled plastic. And believe me, at the cost more than the virgin one. And as I said, and the PET is very more interesting, and people can do that because PET considered to be a very greener plastics among other polymers. So this is the time, my fellow countrymen. Anything you want, please, we are there. I am there, and I think we missed one slide due to this technical issue there, where the Lucia's contacts are there, my contacts are there, and we are there to help you out in any stage of them. It's not only bottle, it's sheet, it's fill, and the best solution that we can provide, we will provide. And as I said, the last thing, that Pakistani market has shown every time their compliances with the global standards. So we can do that. Lucia.
Yes, of course, I share what Burhan said. On a global scale, recycling is already there, and there are optimal and very much efficient technologies there that we can help. It is crucial for me to underline once again that circular economy means basically carbon footprint under control. And this is very important because some new solutions and solutions that seem to be disruptive or more sustainable against plastic are instead not really okay from a carbon footprint point of view. So substituting a single layer packaging, the plastic packaging, with maybe I don't know, paper and plastic coupled together, it's not the solution. So the claim is it's a green, and you know, you use natural sources and so on. But at the end of the day, we have to look at the carbon footprint, and plastic packaging, plastic packaging has it under control because we have already an history. So the first recycling plants now have more than 20 years, and people is studying behind that. And you know what? The real problem of plastic is that it's super practical, super safe, but it flows and it remains on the sea. It doesn't sink. So this is the right problem. So the people are, all bottles are there to be seen. This is not meaning that at the basis of the ocean, there are not so many other materials that they have just the advantage to be a little bit, to have a more weight, so to sink down. So basically this is it. And for the emerging countries, really collection and giving them a reward for collecting bottles is the way.
Thank you very much. Francesco, if you can hear me, can you please add a last remarks before I close the session?
No, definitely all the discussed things as common sense, and as Lucia underlined, whoever already introduced the good practice to, you know, consider it as a resource and not as a waste is one step ahead. So definitely it's a responsibility of the new generation to go ahead with what we are doing, because I'm saying in Italy we are very, very sensitive to this problem, and all companies are, at least the most technological companies, are working only in that direction.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Francesco. Just with this, I would like to add a few things. Francesco mentioned about Italy, and I happen to be visiting a very interesting fair every year over there, which is called Ecomondo, which is all about circular economy. It's all about, you know, recyclable products, what can be done, how the economy works. So I think this seminar has provided us an opportunity to learn from people living in a country which provides probably the best solutions when it comes down to technology for both for plastic packaging and recyclable materials, because they are leading and are in a forefront country, not just in Europe, but all over the world. So thank you very much, all the participants, for your valuable contribution. There are some questions still in the Q&A, they keep popping up. So I would like all of you to look back and answer them. I was unable to, because of the time, to attend to all the questions, but I would like to thank all the attendees for their interest. They were there all along. Very interesting question, very active participation. I would like to thank all the speakers for their very insightful presentations, and also for showing us what the world is doing, what we can do, and how we can learn and move forward and take advantage. There is a general perception that plastic is something that we all need to avoid. But I think today, after attending this session, at least as far as I'm concerned, I think all I have learned is that plastic is something which can be used if used responsibly. So there is a responsible way of doing it. And I think if it is done responsibly, it's probably one of the ideal solutions when it comes down to packaging, because it provides you hygiene, it provides you efficiency, it has many advantages. So let's all work together to help focus on it. I would now like to thank the team at FAKT, Mr. Salim Thanoli for leading the team, and all the members who participated, Kashif and Bilal especially from FAKT. Like I said earlier in the beginning of this, FAKT has been a leading conference and exhibition services provider. They've been into event management for a number of years. They have done successful shows when it comes down to plastic printing and packaging industry. But in addition, they are doing so many other valuable shows as well. And one of them relates to somewhat to the circular economy as well, because they are talking a lot about what can be reused. So, you know, for them, I think it's an honor that they have contributed not just to the plastic printing and packaging industry, but also with an added flavor of the recycling industry, which is a special aspect for a country like ours. Today's webinar, I believe most of you who attended and some of you who were not able to attend can go back and subscribe to the FAKT YouTube channel and review the recorded webinar and benefit from it. With this, I would like to once again thank all the panelists, the FAKT team, and from myself, thank you very much. It was a pleasure conducting this.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.
Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.